Hey everyone, welcome back to Privately Outspoken. This is Sheryl Drinkall. My life is a podcast. I am your host. I have 6 children. I'm a single mom. If you're new, this podcast is about just inspiring living your best life and being confident about it. Today's topic is one that came from my son. This morning, I was pouring my coffee and I said, "Hey Strider, what are 2 things that you think that I could give good advice on?" And he goes, "For what? Like your podcast?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay." And he said 2 ideas for me. And one of them was, "What about self-education?" And I thought, yeah, you know what? That's something I 100% advocate for. It's something I do personally. And I know that I can share on my podcast about how to look at it as self-care. It is self-care. It's self-empowering, adds to your self-worth. Knowledge is power in my eyes. It always has been since I was a little girl. Knowledge and information and education is like a treasure. You have to go find it. And when you find it, you have to take care of it and you have to share it, right? So that's today's topic. I will see you back in 16 seconds. Oh man, I love my intro music. Thanks, Strider. Let's kick things off by talking about what self education really means. To me, it's about taking control of your learning, taking control of your own self. That could be picking up a new book, that could be watching online courses, that could be honestly having a deep talk with one of your friends. That counts in my books. Anything that you are learning that makes you feel good, that boosts your self esteem, that boosts your confidence, that increases your self-worth, like I mentioned before. It definitely makes you feel like you've accomplished something. It can really, really help in your personal growth when you align your education and your learning with your values or your spirituality or anything that gives you a sense of direction in your life. There are so many ways. There's classic ways that you can self-educate. That's obvious things like picking up a book that is timeless. It will never go out of style. Pick up a book and read it. Find a topic that you want to know more about, that you feel like you need to be better at. That could be communication. It could be finances. It could be budgeting. It could be time management. If you find that you actually can't find time to self-educate, look that up. In social settings, it gives us confidence in being able to have further conversation. In networking instances and business, it gives us more realm of connection. Life to me is about connecting with people, and you have to connect with yourself first. So let's say you're in a social setting. You're in a social setting and everyone's talking about something that you're not really sure of. You don't feel confident talking about it because you don't want to sound stupid. You don't want to make it very obvious that you have no idea what they're talking about. However, it interests you. So I'll give you a tip. If that happens in a social setting, instead of just being quiet in the conversation, you ask the person who's talking, who seems knowledgeable, "Wow, this is something I don't know a lot about, and I've always had interest in it. You sound like you know so much about it. Where did you learn this?" They're gonna give you the resource, and then you're gonna know what they know, and they're gonna have been empowered by you. They're gonna get a little ego boost. I always say, when you have information and you're learning and you're sharing it with others, you are being taught yourself by teaching. So that person is going to educate you on where to educate yourself, and they're going to feel phenomenal. And you're not going to feel stupid. They're not leaving the conversation thinking you're a dummy. They're like, "Oh, wow, yeah, I was able to help this person." And then the next conversation, right there, that's your in. Remember last time we talked, you gave me that information. Well, guess what? I looked that up. And then blah, 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 blah. You continue on with what you learned and how helpful that was. That opens up your next communication without all that weird small talk. Small talk for me drives me actually insane. I don't like it at all. I want to get into the depth. What about if you have a skill set and your friend has a skill set? You can teach each other. That's a cool way. That could be knowledge, that could be mindset, that could be an actual physical skill set that you can trade. There's things like podcasts, there's things like YouTube. You can look up absolutely anything. There is a book on everything. If you can't read a book, you can read an audiobook. You can have someone read a book to you. It's glorious. I do it all the time. Somebody just reads me a book and I get information and I get skills and I have little peaks of interest and you get something out of every book. Even if it's a book that I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I will get something out of every single thing. That is why there are several books written on the same subject because everyone connects differently, and you can say the same thing in 10 ways, and one person will hear it from one book and not from the other 9, and the other person will hear it and feel it and connect with it in 3 of the 10 books. There's no stopping, there's no, "Well, that's been written about," but has it been written about from you, in your words, in your perspective? You can connect with people in your own way. So, basically, what I'm saying is never underestimate that power of finding the resource and figuring out what your passion is, figuring out what your interest is, anything that you're not confident about, figure it out. You can find it. You can. Take the time to invest in learning because it is a way to self care. It is a true way to be loving yourself even more. And I want to remind you that self care has a snowball effect. When I take care of myself, I'm a better mother. I'm a better boss. I'm a better friend. I'm a better everything. That's it. Everything about yourself that you can improve or be more confident about snowballs into everyday life. Self care is the best investment you will ever make. Use your networking to your advantage. If you don't know something and you have interest in knowing, I guarantee you, you know someone who knows it, or you know someone who knows where to find the information. That's literally what networking is. It's being resourceful. Listen, you can have a lot of people in your networking circle and still have very, very close friends and a deep, deep, close core in your personal life. I do that. I know a lot of people, but I only have very close relationships with minimal people, and that's my choice. But I also build connections with people that are very genuine, and I know that if I need something, I know somebody that can help me. And I also know that if somebody can't help me, I have so much within myself that I can figure it out. I'll figure it out. I always do. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework before we go. I would like you to find something that you want more educated on. And I want you to take the step and just find a resource. Listen to something for 5 minutes. Google something that you have interest in that you're like, oh, how would I find out more information about that? Just do something. Take one step toward it. Ask around to your networking circle or to your friends and see what happens. See what you can find. Be proactive in your life and be confident. It's just going to make your life better and better and better and better and better. That's it. I'm just going to wrap it up there. Change your life, change anything in your life that you are not 100% sure about. You are in control. You are in the driver's seat. Keep shining, and I will catch you on the next episode. Love you. Bye.